I've completed the engine and the frame. I've got all that together. I was originally kind of thinking maybe a green, and you know, using up my testers, and this is a gloss enamel. But I went out and I was looking at, you know, I looked up in YouTube other 29 Ford trucks, and lo and behold, come across Old Toms. So I thought, you know what? I'm going to do a little tip of the hat to that and go with a blue. In previous videos, I mentioned I'm switching, you know, or going to start trying Mr. Color. Another little Old Tom tie-in. In one of those videos, he recommended getting the leveling thinner. So I went out, got the blue in honor of that truck that he built, and the leveling thinner based on his recommendation. So I'm going to give these a try. Just getting everything cleaned up. There are quite a few ejection pin marks. You can see them here on the inside hood. There was 4, kind of like 1 in each quarter of the inside of the door, so I've cleaned those up. I've got everything removed from the sprue, so that's all the chrome parts. Being only my 3rd car, I'm like, well, how far do I build before I paint a sub-assembly? And I'm thinking this would go on here. I've actually put the tailgate on. I'm just modeling it closed. I put the tailgate on the tub, but then I'm like, okay, I don't want to put the tub on because, you know, do I want paint in there? Like on these moving parts for the hood, I've had bad luck with gluing painted parts together. So I'm like, maybe I should do this first. And they do work. Those hinges work. So I got one end done there, and then I'm waiting till that fully dries, put that together. Anyway, it's just interesting, again, this being my 3rd car, just noodling through what order to do things and how to do things, but having a great time along the way. I did go ahead and put that firewall in because I needed to see how this lined up to that, and I just wanted everything. I think it makes sense to put that in now. Again, I'm test fitting. That chrome piece is just sitting on there. And yeah, I think I can connect the body to the fenders and paint that all as one piece. Okay, these doors or hood, whatever, seems to work. This one, it's a little tight until it gets to a certain point, and then and then it falls freely. So that's, to me, that's good. This one's flows much more loosely, so that's cool. I don't know why I did the bed with the door closed, but whatever. I'm gonna attempt to make the doors work as well, and if stuff doesn't work, I'll just glue it shut. All right, there's the doors, so they work. Kind of proceeding down both tracks here. I'm getting the steering and rear axles, front and rear axles, I guess you would call it, onto the frame, and then getting this hood fitted to each other. It's not, hopefully, not glued to the rest of the body yet. And I've got some sticky tack holding it under there. So once that all dries, then I'll pull that off, and that'll be all one thing that moves. Okay, so while my doors work, they only open so far, and then they won't stay closed, and that really bums me out. And I have a feeling that once, you know, if I paint them open, once I get paint in there, it's going to be even harder to get them to stay closed. So I think I am going to glue them shut. Okay, here's everything dry fit. That hood, it fits nice if I, you know, push it up in there. The bed is just dry fit in there. This top is just dry fit on there. So I think I'm finally ready to paint all this blue stuff. Starting to get some paint down. I did all the black and all the white, so that's flat white on there. I did the firewall, kind of masked that off and did that on both sides. And then those running boards, I guess they are, because they provide a decal for it, but I think it'll be better painted. And then speaking of decals, so the bed, it's actually, you know, planks of wood. So on the bottom, there should be like planks, you know, you should see the planks from both sides. So what I'm going to do is just find a brown that's, you know, pretty close to that and just paint that. That'll be good enough. So if you look at it from the bottom, it'll look semi-real. Yeah, so I found this, you know, just regular old Testors 1140 brown. Looks close enough. There's the brown on the bottom of the bed. All right, the kit provides this clear piece, if you can see it here. There's a clear piece here. It's a rectangle. And then they provide, in the instructions, these templates. So I made a copy on my printer. And basically for the convertible, for this piece here, they provide this template. And then for the back, yeah, so FYI, I think those are flipped. I think they should be the other way around. All right, cool. Now I'll do the back window. And then with the leftover brown from doing that bed, I went ahead and did the steering wheel so it kind of looks like wood. I was looking at this and I'm like, it's a little too plain brown. So I went and grabbed some zinc chromide and just dipped it in there and then dipped it in some thinner and just, you know, just kind of dabbed it. And then I think what I'll do is maybe come back with some black stripe, or no, some silver stripe decal, right? Maybe I'll do some silver stripe decal and just mimic that on the bottom. Okay, there's what I came up with. That's silver stripe decal over my attempt at wood. I think I will be ready for the blue in the morning. I've got everything masked, and I actually masked those running boards, masked that firewall inside and out. But the thing I have to wait on, and I gotta say, I'm pretty doggone happy with this. The kind of the cool thing when I streaked it with the zinc chromide, it kind of gave it a different texture, and I mean, it looks like wood. I will see. So I have to let that fully dry until tomorrow morning because then I have to mask that. All right, here's 2 coats of the blue. I did that hood. So first I did it kind of fully open, and then I flipped it over, closed it a little, and then got the other edge and then inside those openings. So hopefully that came out okay. And then the car itself. Yeah, I think I got some shine. It's not the greatest paint job ever, but again, I'm still learning. I used the leveling thinner and it really thinned it out. Starting to unmask and just touched up the seats there with the white. I just used the Molotow to hit the windshield. So we'll see how that comes out. I just put Future Floor Wax clear coat on it. Unmasking more stuff, and yeah, I think my wood bottom came out pretty cool. Pretty happy with it. Going back through the instructions now, make sure I put these wheels together right, and those look pretty cool. This is kind of neat seeing all this come together. All right, just push those wheels onto there. And the front wheels do turn, but I don't know how sturdy that is, so I'm not gonna mess with it. But yeah, it's getting there. This is so cool. I'm really enjoying this. Okay, you can see I have the windshield, just put that in, and basically what I did is I diluted the micro crystal clear with the water. You can see the drops there, and then just put some drops around there, and then, you know, just ran it along all the way around and then drop that in there. So that decal's still drying, it's coming along. And then there's my wood on the bottom. So there's the top and there's the bottom. And I didn't really check to see if they line up, but I think it's close enough. I had to put those wheels and glue those in place. Everything underneath is just very delicate. So all that is kind of just glued in place. a couple of times the wheels fell off. I kind of had to glue those. They're supposed to push on. They don't really want to stay. But yeah, almost done. I put some Molotow in the cup there with that brush and went around, and all the places where I sanded or had to scrape or what have you on the chrome parts up in here, even on the hubcaps, right here, these parts here, and then underneath. So just went around and touched all the chrome. All right, I put that center instrument cluster in and the side view mirror. This has these supports that come out. Basically, they should touch like right there. So that's a 1/2 inch. So I measured a 1/2 inch. And then, of course, they connect on the inside. So this is how I'm going about it. And thank goodness they connect on the inside, because if they don't come out well, I'll just break them off there and leave it like that and set it on there like you saw it before. Okay, yeah, I think those worked out nice. And then, the other thing I did was did that knob in the center of the steering wheel in white. I just did a little panel line wash in the vents here on each side, and then actually opened that, and in the opening there, I didn't get enough paint in there, so I just put some panel line wash to make it look dirty, so to speak. And then just a little bit of panel line wash in the center of that steering wheel and in that vent in the bottom of the instrument cluster. Just did that tail light in the red.
Not too bad. We made a little custom Rambler69 license plate, which is period correct for Hawaii.
So this kit had, yeah, some interesting moving parts. Again, the top comes off, and the wheels are supposed to turn. I think I showed it earlier, but they kept coming off and things kept like dislodging, and I finally just decided to glue everything in place. But the one thing that does work is the hood here. So if you open it up, you can see the engine inside there. Yeah, so that opens, and then, you know, I didn't get enough paint up in there, so I hit it with the panel line wash to try to at least dirty it up a little bit. This is the one that is sticks a little more. And then on this side, this one, again, this fit on top, you can see how it goes down. I don't think these pieces were long enough. I think this piece that goes this way should have been longer, or the piece that comes out. But in any event, this is the better side because the carburetors are on this side. But you kind of got to pry it out of there a little bit. There we go. Yeah, so yeah, that was a lot of fun to build that engine and all the chrome parts. And so again, I kind of went with the sleeper with the custom engine, but tried to keep the outside as stock as possible. And then my little tribute to Old Tom, the Rambler69 antique Illinois. You can barely make it out. It's a Illinois antique vehicle license plate, and I try to squeeze the Rambler69 in there as a tribute to his build. So yeah, a lot of fun. See if I can get this thing to go back down. Yeah. I like these 29, you know, late 20s, early 30s. Definitely going to do some more. Just really fun, and see if I can, you know, constantly improve, because, you know, God knows there's a lot of things wrong with this. But again, just had a blast, and thanks again to Old Tom. So I'll just give you a view from a few more angles on the turntable here, and then come back and wrap it up. here's my car stash. So there's definitely going to be more cars in my future. One from a similar era. I have this Lincoln Phaeton. So yeah, really enjoyed that. And again, couldn't be for a nicer guy. So once again, hope you enjoyed that. Thanks for watching and happy modeling.